Good morning, everybody. I was making sure I had everything else. Also, I realized I forgot to switch off the delay, so there's like a 15-second delay today. You have to it automatically sets to a 15-second. So we're just gonna deal with it today because I'd have to turn off the stream if I was gonna reset it. So anyway, hi everyone. Okay, let us see who we have here. Scrolling on up. We have got, well, first of all, with Lisa, bright and early. Good morning, Lisa. And then question of the day today. What color do you always find yourself adding to the picture? Bonus, in your next picture, challenge yourself to not use it. So kind of what I'm doing here since I don't use black too often. Taylor says, I find myself using red in my pictures because red is my favorite color. Yeah, I'm not sure how well that will go over. It's such a great color to use. No worries. Let's see. So Lisa, Mandy, add black to your pictures. Okay. Crystal, pink or purple. I love it. Hi, Kenny. Lisa says, tough question. Green florals are nearly everywhere. That one would be hard to do, but you could do like blues and purples. That could be fun. All right. Then let's see. Let's see. Scrolling down. Who we got? Oh, thanks, Lisa. Evelyn. Good morning, Evelyn. Good morning, Emily. Let's see. Find myself waiting to start with a blue. I think I probably use a lot of blues in mine just because, I mean, it's my favorite color and it's pretty. But greens would be a hard one. Greens would be a really hard one. Hello, Natalie. Just got home from work in time to catch Ellen. Awesome, Natalie. Well, welcome. Let's see. Who else? Let's see. Ronnie, good morning. Oop. It hopped down. Hang on. Make sure I'm not missing anyone. Sheena, good morning. Okay. No worries, Ev. That's what I do during the work week. It has been absolutely crazy lately. They're so busy. So like if I'm able to say anything, I'm lucky. All right, let's see. Evelyn says, I usually use purple and teal in most of my pictures. Very nice. Random colors would be fun. All right, well, good morning, all you lovely, lovely people. I need to make sure I am in live chat here so I don't miss anyone. There we go. Perfect. So what's today? Today's Wednesday. Last Friday, we did this here. So I did the other two of these and we voted or chat voted and they wanted to do this one. So we actually I thought about pulling up a picture, but I had an apple downstairs. So we're gonna have our little still life over here and we are gonna use that for coloring our apples here because we got 3 of them. We got apples and I'm gonna guess, yeah, these look like cherry tomatoes because then we've got these little flowers here. So yeah, and then something for these ones. So the pattern, hello, Christine. The pattern that I have been following for how I'm coloring these is, for those of you who don't know, all of the information is in the description below, but we were kind of fashioning our page using, I can't talk today, Irena, also known as Black Aniri on Instagram. She also has a couple videos on YouTube. She has this really beautiful dark, hi Marilyn, dark color palette. And so that's kind of what we were trying to do because most of us, we know I tend to lean towards my pastel kind of rainbowy theme. So we chose a darker color palette. Like I said, we did this one on stream. I colored these ones on my own. So what we're gonna do is only on one side have I done a background. I haven't done anything else here just because that's the way that I chose to do it, which means that the background for today is only gonna be in this section here. There won't be any blue here. So it's just on these little sections here. And then we're gonna work on coloring this. Hi, Pickle. Hi, Boots. Oh, gotcha, Boots. Gotcha. Pink, purples, blues, or the whole rainbow. See, that's what I had to like steer away from, just the whole rainbow. Oh, on the other page, it says there's a tomato on the coloring page somewhere. Ah, okay. Oh, on here. Ah, okay. Yeah. Can you spot a fruit that's often mistaken as a vegetable? Yep. Little cherry tomatoes. Okay. Sip water here. All right. So let's pull out our color chart. We're going to start with the apples because I think that's going to probably take up the most time. But today will be the last day on this page and then we will start something new on Friday. What we'll start, I don't have any idea. So I had an apple downstairs that was mostly all red, but I thought it would make for something a bit more interesting. Hi, Shannon. If we chose it where it had a little bit difference in color, which is kind of what I did here with the, let me zoom in a little bit here, make sure we are in focus. That's kind of what I did on a lot of the fruits, except for the pineapple. This here, I have no idea what this is. I just sort of colored it. But you see how we got a little bit of the red on the pears. Mangoes are red and green and yellow. I wasn't sure if these were mangoes. Hi, Mona. Hi, Angela. Welcome. I wasn't sure if these were mangoes because mangoes are usually a little bit more pointed, but I chose to make them mangoes. So they're mangoes. But today we have the 3 apples here. We have our little still life here. So let's take a look at colors for this. Eats tomatoes like apples. Oh, that's amazing. Okay, so we're gonna be adding some black. It's wet because it was cold. But let's see, because we keep our apples in the fridge. Makes them last longer. So we don't have to do like this true red on here because obviously, maybe not to you guys, but for me, it has a little bit of an orangey hue, and that's partially because of the lights that we're under. But I would feel more comfortable doing more reds, and then obviously we'll add the black to it. So it doesn't really look like there's much yellow here. In fact, more than anything, it looks like there's more lime peel. So, and you don't necessarily have to have, a real item. Sorry, that's really cold. You don't necessarily have to have a real item, like, grabbing a piece of fruit, but, pull a picture off Google, and just kind of choose your color scheme from there. So let's see, let's make sure we're zoomed all the way out here. So we are gonna start with, let's get lime peel for that green color. Let's also do we wanna do yellow chartreuse or lemon yellow? Yellow chartreuse will work better with the lime peel, but you know what? No, I'm gonna go with the colors that I see on the apple. Sounds good, Carolyn. So let's get lemon yellow. Okay, so we have lemon yellow. There's definitely some orange in here. So let's let's get our red and work forward. The darkest red, I think, honestly, we should get Crimson Lake. Yeah, choose your own adventure, exactly. Hi, Angela. Okay, so Crimson Lake is next to Crimson Red. So this one here. All right, Crimson Lake. Let's get Permanent Red. Okay. And, oh, actually, I take it back. Let's get Scarlet Lake. Scarlet Lake. So honestly, when you're working on something like this, I mean, it's best when you're struggling, if you're wanting to color something that looks more realistic, it's best to look at an actual image of it to choose from there. Now, obviously, I've got different highlights on here because of my lights, but considering this is hanging on a branch, I'm probably not going to worry about doing like a white highlight on here. Let's grab, for our orange, let's grab Pale Vermilion. But I mean, it's kind of like, doing a still life in school. Okay, and then because we're going to go a little bit darker than the apple looks in real life, we're going to get black raspberry and black. So let's see. Oh, black raspberry's over here. All right, black raspberry and black. And then we'll go from there. Right? It's good apple. Little Emily, her favorite fruit is apples. So we've always got 6 or 7 on hand. Okay, so here are our colors for what we're doing. So we've got, in order from darkest to lightest, we've got black, black raspberry, we've got Crimson Lake, we've got Scarlet Lake, we've got Pale Vermilion, we've got the lemon yellow, and lime peel. Now, if we need to grab something else, we will, but like I said, I'm gonna have this apple sitting right up here as a reference. You guys can see it in the tiny cam here. Let's see, can we? Yeah, there is a little apple. But we're gonna have that sitting here. And really, I should have it like at an angle that I'm gonna see it, but this is just gonna give us our color ideas. So let's go ahead and give it a sharpen. So I guess we're getting a lesson in coloring. Hi, Marika, in coloring and also still life. So welcome to beginner art class in college 101. Honestly, I was never good at drawing the still lifes. Like, I mean, initially. I'm a little bit better now, but I don't know, the color is where I work best. Okay, let's go ahead and zoom on in. Move my apple just a little bit here. Make sure we are in frame. There we go. Okay, so let's start with this apple here. Now, obviously, oh, oranges. Yeah, that's fair. So obviously we don't want to do all of the apples identical. So maybe we'll do one that looks a little bit more red, or maybe even one that looks a little bit more green. But for our base color palette, we are going to start with this apple, and we're going to make it somewhat similar to the apple that we have over here. And we're not going to start with the black and the black raspberry. We're actually going to start with our darkest red color. And we're just going to start mapping in our colors a little bit. So if you look at the apple, it's not just a flat color. As you can see, it's got these kind of lines. It's a little speckly. I probably won't worry about the bruises today because I just want to make sure we get the apple in. But even in the lightest parts, we've got these little dots here. So it helps to kind of take your time and actually look at the item that you are coloring. I mean, you can see this, there's quite a bit of the yellow and green kind of showing through, but there's still some, yeah, well, that's because I have the delay on. That's because I have the delay. So we got like 15, give it a Sherpin. Yep. That's because I've got the 15-second delay on. So I could use the YouTube captions. It just, we have a longer delay. Which, you know, if I can't get the other ones to work, this may just be what we do. I don't know. It's weird because it's hard interacting in real time, but we'll see. We'll see how it works out. Okay, so we are going to start with Crimson Lake. We're going to get this back in focus real quick. Okie doke. Here we go. And we are going to start mapping some of this in. So Crimson Lake is our darkest color for the reds, short of the black raspberry. And we are going to start kind of bringing this in a little bit. There's a little bit of green here in the stems, so we can show a little bit of that. That's because we behind. Yep. About 15 seconds, but that's okay. All right, so we're going to use our darkest one here. Okay. I think that I want to figure out where we want our yellow part of the apple to be. So I'm actually going to take the lime peel and kind of just mark this in. Obviously, we're not making it look exactly like the apple we have in front of us, but we're gonna make it work. Okay, but we're gonna go really light because we're gonna be doing these layers quite a bit. So lime peel, and then we're gonna do the lemon yellow. Okay. Now we're gonna go ahead and grab the Scarlet Lake. 9-second lag, yeah. All right, Scarlet Lake. And this is where we're gonna start to kind of sketch in some of the lines on here. Obviously it's organic, so it's not like it's parallel lines by any means, but we are gonna start sketching in some of the lines. Because it's not like I'm going for hyper realism here, but definitely a little bit. I'd like to think that I was doing an okay job. It's not, obviously there are always going to be those that are more skilled at it, but that was kind of my goal, to make them look, you know, a bit more realistic than I usually do. There you go, Ev. So let's see. It's pretty red on the bottom, unless you see the very bottom of the apple, which we'll put a little bit of green on this one because we can see the bottom of it. But we're going to start just mapping in and just go lightly, especially if you're using Prismacolors. They're very forgiving in the sense that you can layer on top of them to change things a little later on. Right, Pickle? Exactly. Like literally just 2 seconds ago, Lisa's laughy face just popped up. So if that gives you an idea. Okay. So we're going to use a little bit there. We're still going pretty light. I'm going to add a little bit of the lime peel here. Okay. Move that down. I know it looks really light right now, but we will get it darker. Okay, now we're going to grab the pale vermilion. And we're just gonna kind of lightly fill in some more of that space. I think we're gonna add a bit more yellow. Actually, we're gonna add a bit more lime peel. Kind of with the lines a little bit. Okay. Is it always green pencils that break in pencil sharpeners? Oh no, I don't know why it's the greens. Hi, Tina. Okay, so now we're gonna grab the Crimson Lake and we're gonna go a little bit darker. And the thing about doing coloring this way is that each item is going to take us a little bit longer. But you know what? We've got 2 hours today just to do this little motif. So we're gonna try and get as much done as possible. All right, so we're on to our second layer now. Gonna put this red kind of on the edge. Now we are going to grab, right, Lisa? Just a little bit. Well, we're switching back and forth just between these 7 pencils that we chose. So we're kind of going back and forth here. All right, so Scarlet Lake. This is the one where we brought in some of those lines. Okay. Gonna bring that up into the yellow. Once we start to darken it up, it's really gonna start to stand out. Okay, and then we're actually gonna go ahead and grab Vermilion. There we go. And then we're gonna get lime peel. We're gonna go a little bit darker on this. Press a little bit harder. Not much, just a little bit, just a small amount of pressure. So when you're building up these layers, it's important to build them up slowly. Okay, and then the lemon yellow. All right, now we are gonna go in with the black. And where the black is gonna go is where the overlapping shadow portions would be. So we're definitely going to add some here. Give that a quick sharpen. Yeah, like mine is packed full right now and I would not be surprised if I got some breakage. All right, so now we're gonna do black here. And here where these leaves are overlapping. Okay, and then we're gonna do it on this side as well. Okay. Weird, I wonder if it was just a bad batch of green. Okay, now we're gonna get the black raspberry. I know we're covering up what we did before, but that's all part of setting the undertone for the apple. Okay, black raspberry here. Went out of line a little bit, but that's okay. Because like I said, it's obviously not gonna look exactly like the apple that we have in front of us. It's just helping us with our color choices. Okay. Also true, Lisa, also true. Okay, so Crimson Lake. Here, go up across the top here. And we're probably pressing a little bit harder because we are on our 3rd layer of color. And I say hard relatively. I mean, you can see I'm holding it harder because the tips of my fingers are white. If I relaxed it a little bit, it wouldn't do that. But because I'm pressing harder and honestly, because I have slightly shakier hands naturally, I tend to grip my pencils just a little bit more if I'm really focused because I want to have more control with them. But I am pressing a little bit harder. Like, to give an example, let's go back here. So when I first layered, I was going like this, and that shows you how dark. Now I'm moving on to pressure like this. Now it's not a ton more pressure, but you can see how much darker it is. By the end of it, I'm probably gonna be going like that. I wish there was a way I could physically measure the amount of pressure I was putting on here, but that kind of gives you an idea of how hard I'm actually pressing. So we're at this stage right now. All right, let's flip back. Go. Okay, so now we're going to keep adding our Crimson Lake. And we're gonna bring some of those kind of vertical lines in just a bit. Yeah, I hadn't heard too much about it. Yeah, so I can grip it and still have a light hand, but mine is just more so control of my hands. And honestly, like there's a medical reason behind it, and we're working on it, and hopefully it'll get squared away. But in the meantime, without it, my hands are not still. The craziest part is that at one point I actually decorated cakes for a living, so that's fun. It's interesting how you adapt to learn to manage things like that. All right, so now Scarlet Lake, which was our slightly lighter red. Okay. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and do Vermilion. Gonna go lighter because I don't want to overwhelm the green areas. I don't want to make sure that we completely make that disappear. Okay. And then we're gonna go ahead and use the lime peel. And I'm still at about that medium pressure that I showed you on that previous page. Okay. All right, and then the lemon yellow. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're going to, yep, exactly, Pickle. We're gonna go ahead and blend this out, and then we may use white and then layer on top. Okay, so we're gonna use the blender here. I know that Corey did a review of the Jarlink, so I've heard of them, but that's about as much as I know of it. Okay. So we're just going to blend these colors through. Okay, it's pretty red right now. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I am gonna use the white, and then we're gonna layer over the top again. Okay. And I'm gonna do the up and down strokes so that I don't wanna go side to side because I don't wanna spread those vertical lines that I did with the reds previously. So I'm just using the white a little bit, and then we're gonna go back over. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and grab the black raspberry. I think we have enough black on the apple for now. And we're gonna layer over that white. Okay. Looks like I missed a little area here. There we go, okay. Black raspberry. Okay, then we're gonna grab the Crimson Lake. And it comes out a pretty dark piece of fruit by the time we're done with it. All right, and then we're gonna use the Scarlet Lake. Again, with those vertical lines. Here we go. Okay, I'm gonna leave that one alone for now. Let's do a little bit of the stem now. On my apple, I have a pretty short stem, so it's just brown. But we can do brown and green for this one. So let's grab our pencils real quick. There we go. All right, so we're gonna grab the sepia. There we go. And we're gonna grab the Kelly Green. Ooh, nice, Ev. That'll be fun to see. Okay, so we're gonna use the sepia at the base here. Gonna go up along the side because I wanna leave room for the green on the stem. we go. A little bit of the sepia again. And a little bit of black. Here we go. Okay, so now we're gonna move down to, let's do this bottom apple here. Oh, thank you. Shannon. It is quite sad. It definitely is. See, and I know it just looks kind of out of place with everything else, but once everything else gets colored, then it'll be all right. Okay, so we're gonna map in our greens first. So like I said, the bottom of my apple has a little bit of green on the bottom, so we want to, good job, Shannon. We're gonna add a little bit of that green on the bottom here. So we're gonna map in our greens first. Okay, this one's probably, let's have a little bit of green just right here. Like I said, I don't want it to be exactly the same as the apple up above. This one here, this one's actually, I feel like because it's smaller, let's put some more green on it. Like it's just not quite ripe yet. A little bit smaller than the others. There we go. All right, let's use a little bit. Aw, yeah, Rinka, that's no fun. Okay, so let's use the lemon yellow. And yellow there. Okay, now let's go ahead and go back and start with our red, the Crimson Lake, now that we've mapped in our greens. And you know what? Let's just do these two at the same time since we've already mapped in our greens. Hi, Christina! Christina, I like it. All right, so let's go ahead and start with the Crimson Lake. Okay. Obviously where everything is overlapping, and with these lines, she's kind of indicated that this is a shadowy part of the apple anyway. Which makes sense because honestly, with the way this leaf is overlapping, there would be more of a shadow there. So that's probably where our heaviest shadow is going to be. Okay, and then underneath this apple, since they're overlapped, adding these different colors where it's not just a flat red really helps to give it a kind of dimension. All right, then let's add red here. Oh, you know what? We should add a little bit of lime peel here, like the one we did above. Okay, so Crimson Lake. A bit there. We've got this overlapping leaf here, so we're gonna have some shadows on this one. Okay. All right, now we're gonna go ahead. Hi, Lisa. No worries, no worries. Have fun at work. All right, now we're gonna use our Scarlet Lake, which is our slightly lighter red. Gonna start mapping in some of these lines. And just because I did the lime and yellow doesn't mean it's gonna be just one big chunk of lime and yellow. We're gonna be bringing in some of these red lines here to kind of blend the two colors together. Because as you can see on an actual apple, I mean, you've got red over the green, so it's not perfect. Sounds good, Christine. Okay, so we're gonna bring this like so. I think I watch too much Nerdy Crafter because when I say like so, like I hear in my head, like so. All right, and then we're gonna do, hi Angela. Then we're gonna do Pale Vermilion, again with the lines. Okay. Like I said, this is just our first layer. So like this one up here, we're gonna be adding our layers as we go along. Okay. All right, so that's good enough for there now. Now we're gonna go ahead, ooh, country fried steak, that sounds good. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and use the Crimson Lake again. Actually, I wanna give it a quick sharpen. There we go. Okay. So Crimson Lake, we're gonna go a little bit darker because remember a lot of this over here is initially going to get its black as well. So right now what we're doing is we're creating the undertone for the apple because obviously we don't want just straight black. There's a big difference between what we did here versus just layering black first. Okay, so we're still just using Crimson Lake. Getting a little bit darker. This is our second layer. Let's do a little bit along that line there. Ooh, purple. Now the next question is, could you do an image leaving purple out? Okay, so just adding in those lines. Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and use the Scarlet Lake. You know, and I think for this apple, I wanna add in more yellow. We're gonna add more yellow here. I actually really like yellow apples. I find them really tasty. Not like not ripe apples, but like just straight up yellow apples. Okay, so Scarlet Lake. Here we go. Scarlet Lake here. Here we go. Let's see. I just can't not use purple for any pages. It's gonna be super hard. I just watched your new video before your stream. I started watching her because you talk so much better. I had to watch. I love that she gives so much support to Spoonies and Chronically. Yes, I love it. Her videos have changed. I think she does mostly unboxings now, but a lot of her older ones, she did some tutorials and some other stuff. Honestly, the kids love watching her. Like she's got a good vibe and she's kind of fun. And yeah, like little Emily will walk in and be like, Mommy, can we watch some Nerdy Crafter? Oh, I do love a Honeycrisp apple. Those are good. All right, Pale Vermilion. She live streams video games as well over on Twitch, so that's fun to watch sometimes. But she's usually got quite a few people in there, so if you have anything to say to her, it might be kind of hard. But it's, you know, fun to watch her play. All right, and then Pale Vermilion down on the bottom one. Okay. All right, now we're gonna go in with our third layer. I can most definitely try not to use purple in the next whip. There you go. All right, so now we're gonna use our black. Okay, and now this is where we're gonna map in all of our shadow colors. Okay, so where anything is overlapping, that's where we're gonna add the black. This here, it's getting the shade from the, or it's getting shadow from the leaf up above. Okay, a little bit on the bottom part of this apple. With black, a little bit goes a long way and it's a lot easier. It's once you add it on there, it's hard to get rid of it. So that's why it's also good to kind of go slow with your black initially and just kind of, you know, slowly work things in rather than just pressing really hard and adding a bunch of black to the beginning. Stay away from reds and yellows. No, that's fair. I think everybody has their kind of colors that they gravitate towards. Okay. All right, we're gonna grab our black raspberry now. Get a sip of water here. The yellow, oh yeah, you mean the Golden Delicious, right? Well, yeah, Yellow Delicious, Golden Delicious. Yes, those ones are delicious. I love them, which I guess is why they have delicious in their name. But yeah, they're good. All right, black raspberry. We're gonna go over that black. Always add more on top of it later. Gonna venture out past it a little bit. This definitely fights like my instinct a little bit because I don't generally do colors that are this dark. So it's like I really want to lighten this and pull some of this black out. But that's kind of the whole point of this image, is to embrace the black. And all my instincts say, no, put the pencil away. Just don't pick it up. Look, I'm from Tennessee. We call them Yeller Delicious. I like it. If only they actually have a bit more pencils to the colors. I guess there are so much different shades, the reds and yellows, I guess. That's fair. That's fair. Okay, so now let's go ahead and grab the Crimson Lake. Okay, and then we're gonna move on to these leaves. Let's see, what are, while I work on this, can y'all figure out what these are? Are these, oh, maybe they're budding strawberries. Okay, what do you guys, why don't you put it in chat? What do you think that these little things are? I have no idea what to color them, since we're going for semi-realistic today. All right, so we're just using the Crimson Lake. But I can be fancy and say golden delicious if y'all would like. No, you say yellow delicious. That you be you. Oh, dang. Well, that's good. Come across a print shop or office store that won't do copies of the coloring book due to copyright. So I haven't experienced that myself, but I have heard of people experiencing that. And that happens more with, I think, like the big box stores, just because they have pretty strict rules from corporate. Generally, if I'm going to get mine printed, there's a local place that I go to. I've never had an issue. Okay. There we go. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead. Oh, like apple blossoms. Okay, what do pretty equals pretty? What color are apple blossoms? That's how Shannon Blue says yellow. I love it. Tried to get the Mythic World book copy for Ina because she wants her own. Some of the workers told me no because of copyrights. Okay, well, yes. If you're copying, sorry, I think I misread that. If you are taking a physical book to a store and you want them to run copies of it, yes, that is a copyright issue. However, what you're more likely to be able to get is when you have PDFs to print off. But yes, to have them straight up copy a book, because in the book, it says that you can't do that for distribution. Apple Blossom Jeans would defer. But yes, yeah, I would be very surprised if a print company lets you copy a book like that. Just because that is copyright issues. Pale pink with darker pink streaks. Okay, cool. I can work with that. Chinchu. Oh, I just realized I just said something that you guys aren't gonna understand. When little Emily was a toddler, whenever she said thank you, she says Chinchu. And she obviously doesn't say it like that anymore, but Steve and I will say that to each other without thinking. And I just included you guys in on that little Emily-ism. But okay then, now I feel silly. Yeah. Oh, nice, Ev. You know, the funny thing is I had to go to Hobby Lobby yesterday to get some supplies for a school project for little Steve. And I could not find any gouache anywhere in the store. I was like, well, what the heck? Okay, lime peel. I don't know, when you've been with somebody for so long, like you have these little things that you say to each other. Like, who knows where they started? There's a lot of random Family Guy or South Park quotes, because way back in the day, Steve and I used to actually watch that. I haven't watched it in ages now, but there's things that stuck. But yeah, the little Chinchu. Thanks, Angela. Yeah, it really starts to come to life once you add more layers. And I haven't even done the blender on them yet. Okay, so lime peel now. Okay, because I wanted this one to be a bit more green than the others. Okay. Thanks, Tina. Okay, this one here. And then the yellow. Okay, so what we're going to go ahead and do now is we're going to blend these. Then we're going to do the white just like we did above. And then we'll add more on top. I feel like, hang on. I feel like I'm not entirely happy with this one. I want to add a bit more red. Kind of balance it out a little bit. Okay, I feel a little bit better about that. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and blend these. And I apologize because it sounds like there are yard workers outside, so we may hear some noise out there. Okay. So we're doing the blend through on here. Okay. Here we go. And like I said, we're going to do white over this and then add one more layer of color. Okay, so now let's go ahead and grab the white. Get the last of that kind of blended through. There we go. And a little bit here. Okay, kind of blend that edge with the green. All right, and then we're gonna go in with our colors one more time. So let's go ahead and grab the black raspberry. Okay, right up through there. And where that overlaps. Here we go, and right there. Getting in those dark colors. Oh, I just realized my chat, it stopped at Angela saying great apples. Let's see. Hold on. I missed a bunch of chat here. Okay, let's see. Yeah, for sure, Christina. Oh, that's cute, Deborah. You can make your own gouache, but I forgot the recipe? Oh, that's interesting. I wonder what the base for it is. Thank you, Dominique. The workers out there. I can try and get a copy of, not out of business. It won't let you, I don't know why my chat stopped running on here. I'm gonna close it out and restart it. Yeah, no, any kind of copyright, because although it's just your daughter, it's not like you're redistributing it or reselling the book or anything. The company could get in trouble for doing that. Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay, I got it. I just had to re-pull this up. But yeah, so the company is really just covering their butts by saying that they can't make a copy of it. Let's see. Right, Pickle? I know. I was telling little Steve the other day when he stopped saying blue instead of blue, it made me sad. Also, macaroni cheese, and that's macaroni and cheese. And also for fizzy, he says civvy, and I am not correcting him. I want it to stay that way forever. Let's see. Ites instead of lights, right? Yeah, they come through, but it's just so loud. Okay, I think I'm caught up now. Wait, I have to read that again? Wait, read what again? Hold on. What did I miss? Yeah, for some reason my chat stopped scrolling here. Let me know what I have to read again. Okay, let's see. So we were using the black raspberry. There we go. Yeah, I don't know why that was. It would just stopped and I was just like, well, it's really quiet in here. And then I look over my computer and chat's just flying by. I'm like, oh, okay, this isn't working apparently. Okay, so that's the black raspberry. Yeah, that would probably be good. My only hesitation though is, remember some of those, I mean, obviously you have the book, so you know too, but I don't know, some of the pages in there might be a little scary. Okay, Crimson Lake, but you know, take that with a grain of salt. You're her parent. You know what she does. I'm not trying to parent. Oh, sorry. I'm going to just take it back. Rewind. Okay. Yes, you can get her own book. Fuge and Fuming. Oh, I like that. Water and still water. Yeah, the way they say those are awfully cute. I am not ready for them to grow up yet. All right, so Crimson Lake. What we're using now, just getting this in here. There we go. Oh, no. Yard workers outside. Oh, that's cute. All right, Scarlet Lake. Okay. Let's get a little bit more of the lime peel on this one here, because I really like the way this one looks. So we're going to bring in some more of that green kind of undertone on this apple. There we go. Okay, I'm pretty pleased with that. Let's bring in a little bit more green on this top one too. There we go. All right, how we I was say, how do you like them apples? Because it's a, yeah, parenting tips by Emily. Yeah, and then I realized that, oh, I'm not her parent. I should probably just not do that. That is the parent's decision. Okay, so let's work on some of these leaves now. Some of these leaves, sepia. So we did the sepia and we did the Kelly green. So that's kind of what we're gonna stick with a little bit of that black. Okay. Doing darker on the side that would be a little bit more shadowed. So you said the apple blossoms were pink with red streaks, right? So we'll do those blossoms as well. Yeah, sometimes I just do reminders to, you know, stay in my lane. Thanks, Lisa. Thanks, Chris. I know they're good, right? Well, we had our little still life over here, so that helps. Okay. Okay, a little bit there. Now let's go in with our Kelly green. Ooh, that sounds good too. Vanilla ice cream and apples and pie. Okay, I might need to just make a pie. The thing of it is that Little Steve and Big Steve, they don't actually like apple pie. It's crazy. Pickle, you're silly. Practice makes progress, that's all. For me to get something like these apples, like part of it is I have to kind of force myself to slow down a little bit because I have a tendency to want to rush it. And so if I just slow down using sepia now, slow down, take my time, then that's when I can get a few more layers. I actually worked on this one last night. I was getting caught up while I was watching Saving Private Ryan. I watched it because Steve and I had been talking about Tom Hanks movies, and I just realized, like, I don't know, like, it's a bit more depressing than I remembered. Are they pumpkin guys? Yes. Yeah, I think pumpkin more. I tried making a blueberry one, but just to see if little Steve would like it, but he was not a fan. I think next I'll try a peach pie if I'm gonna venture out to other pie flavors. Okay, we need to get a color for the leaves. We're gonna get dark green, Kelly green, and pale sage. Amazingly, I have not used pale sage. All right, so dark green, I actually busted out another extra so I have more comfortable hand. Kelly green and pale sage. Oh, it looks dinky. Hang on, I wanna see if I have, oop, I just hit my phone. I wanna see if I have an extra of my pale sage. I sure hope I do. Let's see, looking in my spares here. Give me a second. Hello, pale sage. I think I am gonna need to pick up another pale sage next time I'm at the art store. Well, that's good to know. It's okay, we're almost at the end of the page, so. It's all right that it's a tiny nubbin. Ooh, cherry's good. Ooh, yeah, I do prefer peach cobbler over pie. I will take a cobbler or a crisp any day over a pie. And that just has to do, I am just knocking this thing all over the place. That just has to do with the crust factor. Okay, so we're gonna start with, excuse me. I know, right? It's scandalous. Okay, so dark green. Let's see, how do I want to do this one? Let's do, yeah, it was a brand of jeans. It's a real mean peach cobbler. Well, he should make a nice peach cobbler. Mean's not nice. No, I'm just kidding. Parker peaches coming in season soon. Wait, what are Parker peaches? Are those peaches that like people order specifically because they like only come around one time a year and they're like super good? I'm trying to remember. Okay, I've really been into mangoes lately. I really like mangoes. All right, so we're just using dark green at the moment. Okay. How are we doing on time? 10:50? Okay, I want to make sure that we can get to the other stuff. So after this leaf, I'm going to move on to the blossoms, and then we'll do the tomatoes and the flowers. So I want to make sure that we touch on at least a little bit of everything for these leaves. All right, Kelly Green. Or not for the leaves, just for the motif. I want to make sure we get a little bit of everything. Okay, that's Kelly Green. Drooling for pie now? Well, I don't blame you. Okay, so now Pale Sage. We're going to fill in the rest of this. And then we are going to bring in the black. Okay. All right, so now we're going to use black. Isn't jackfruit that one fruit that's like super stinky when you open it? I've never tried that fruit. Okay, let's see. Where else do I want the black? We're going to put the black on the edge of the leaf here. Okay, and we're going to do some here and here. And then right along where the leaf is folded over. Okay, now we're gonna grab fried cucumbers. Wait, what are fried cucumbers? Ooh, strawberry season. Ah, okay, Emily, okay. Wait, Emily, are you Texas too? I mean, you don't have to say if you don't want to. I was trying to remember. All right, dark green. Okay, then Kelly Green. There we go. Sounds good, Loretta. Ah, okay, okay. I'll have to remember that next time I drive up through there. Let's get a little bit more dark green. I mean, I don't travel a ton, but occasionally, you know, we were in Austin like a month or two ago, and yeah, I get out occasionally. Okay, I'm gonna darken this up because I want to, well, I mean, it's gonna be a darker leaf. So we're gonna lightly take the Kelly Green over the Pale Sage. But just lightly, because I still want there to be a bit of a highlight on the leaf. Okay, we're also gonna grab the, let's see, I think chestnut. Let's see, chestnut is next to the black raspberry. Here we go, or regular raspberry, here we are. Okay. Yes, no stinky here. Yes, that would be good. Okay, so chestnut, I want to get a little bit of this brown in the leaf. Just a little bit. On this side of the leaf, we're going to use Kelly Green. Make it a little bit lighter. I like how when you cut open a fresh cucumber, like you can smell that a fresh cucumber's been cut. I like the smell of cucumbers more than I do the taste. All right, Pale Sage. Okay, then we're gonna use a little bit of black because we gotta. We're dragging it into everything here. Just a little bit. All right, let's grab that Kelly Green again. I was paying attention to chat and had the pencil backwards. That's okay. We're making it work. Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and use our blender. Oh, you know what? I didn't do this middle thing here. Hang on. That's gonna get Kelly Green there. And a little bit of dark green. There we go. All right, so blend, blend, blend. This has been a really good exercise for me though, because it's really just fought all of my instincts. Let's see. Hi, Leslie, how are you? Okay, so let's do these little apple blossoms here. So you said pink with darker pink streaks. Now we're gonna cater that to kind of what we're doing now. So let's get pink rose and pomegranate. Pink rose and pomegranate. We can zoom out for a moment. All right, so Steve likes fried pickles. Pink rose and pomegranate is, that's processed red. Hang on. Oh, it's over here. Haha. Pomegranate, there we go. And I want to grab some gray as well. We're going to grab the 70% cool gray. What happened to this gray last night when I was using it? Got a big old chunk taken out of it. You gotta love the Prismacolor wood. Okay. Go. And slide that up. There we go. All right, let's give this a quick sharpen. Ooh, fun. I love a good camping trip. All right, get these sharpened. Okay, so we're going to take our dark green first because I want to do this area here. And this is going to be that dark green and Kelly green as well. Okay, so let's get our greens done. Go. Okay, and we're gonna grab our Kelly Green. There we go. And a little bit of black. There we go. And let's use the blender. All right. Now we're gonna go ahead and glue it. Well, it was just the wood chunk that came off. Now that I've sharpened it, it's fixed now. But when it happened last night, I was like, well, that's unfortunate. All right, so we're going to do the pomegranate now. So you said it was pink with darker pink streaks. So I'm gonna imagine what it looks like without a picture here because I don't actually want to pull one up. So we are gonna kind of create our own rendition here. Okay, and then we're gonna use the pink rose. Gonna fill that in the rest of the way. Okay, all right, let's use a little bit of the black. We gotta stay true to our theme here. Okay, where these overlap, I'm gonna put some, a little bit there. And then we're gonna go in with our pinks again. There we go. Okay, then the pomegranate. Okay, then the pink rose one more time. And then we're gonna use our blender. Like I said, it fights my every instinct, but it's good for me. All right, so it's gonna be a darker pink because that's what we're going for this time. And we may end up adding a bit more black on the apple. In fact, I am gonna do that just a little bit. It's like when I stop and, you know, take a look, kind of step back from it a little bit, especially when I look at it on the computer because it's kind of zoomed out. It's how you guys see it. It allows me to see where I could improve on certain spots. Okay. All right. A little bit happier with that. A little bit. I could probably fiddle with it like a ton. Oh, you guys, that all sounds so good. Okay, let's shift on over and let's work on the tomatoes. Thanks, Lisa, right? It's so good. It blends so good. It got a little bit of light glare there, so there's a little bit darker. Okay, so I'm imagining tomato in my head. Let's see, permanent red, do we have that out? No, but we're gonna do that. So I think I know what colors I wanna color it. So we're gonna grab permanent red. Permanent red, let's see. There's permanent red. Okay, and then we're gonna grab pale vermilion, which we already have out. And let's do peach. Let's do peach. Let's see, where are you, peach? There we are. Okay, thanks, Lisa. Okay, so we're gonna give it a quick sharpen. Okay, so we're doing the tomatoes now. I'm imagining them, you know, very tomato-y color. Not green, not yellow. They're just gonna be just straight up tomato. And let's grab the crimson red, which I think that's Crimson Lake. We don't have crimson red out. We're gonna grab crimson red real quick. Okay. Is this it here? Nope, that's Scarlet Lake. Looks like I had a couple extra colors. Crimson red, here we go. There we go. All right, that one's already sharpened. So we are gonna start with the permanent red. We're also gonna zoom back in here. Yoink. There we go. Make sure we are in focus. What's going on? Let's see. Sorry, I'm so focused. School I teach, it will be singing at the palace. Very nice. I don't really have go-to colors. I use what feels right with the picture, but my favorite colors are deep dark reds, purples, and blues. Very nice. I like it. Tina, how are you? Oh, that's awesome, Dominique. All right, so permanent red is what we're gonna start with. Okay, gonna get these tomato colors in here. Okay, and then this one down here. That one's gonna be pretty red because it's underneath all of them. Okay, then these ones here. Like I said, I want to try and get in as much of this as possible today. And we still have an hour, so we've got plenty of time. Okay. So that is the permanent red. And then we're going to go ahead and grab the vermilion. We're going to go over that permanent red with the vermilion. Extra points to anyone who saw what just happened. I think my hand might have been covering it though. Hi, Kara, how are you? All right, so vermilion. There we go. Now, do I want to stick with the peach? I'm beginning to think peach was not the right choice for this. What do I want to do instead? No, peach is kind of orangey. We'll roll with it. We'll roll with it. Oh, Dominique. All right, yeah. Peach is probably okay. Yeah, I'm okay with peach. All right, so now we're gonna go in with, let's see, espresso or black. No, that's fair. I'm growing to appreciate it, especially after this exercise. All right, let's actually go ahead and go in with a little bit of black right now. So we're gonna have where they overlap here. Black definitely does give a very dramatic effect to what you're doing. Absolutely. And it's made me kind of slow down and rethink how I'm coloring these. All right, there's the black. I can just hear my high school art teacher screaming, "No, not the black." Okay, let's see. Let's do, thanks for that, Kenny. Let's do black raspberry. Just a little bit there. Okay, and then let's grab the Crimson Red. We're gonna go over that black and black raspberry. Okay. Then we're gonna grab the Permanent Red. I don't know what you're talking about, Ronnie. Absolutely nothing. Okay, so Permanent Red. Go figure. It's the one art lesson that stuck with me in high school. I don't remember a whole lot from high school art classes. I remember when we got to practice soldering. That was fun. We were making stained glass. All right, and then Pale Vermilion. I'm definitely pressing harder. I mean, you get those tomatoes with the nice, vibrant kind of reds on them, but it's sort of an orangey red, so that works. A little bit of highlight there. Just a little bit. Okay. So we're using that Pale Vermilion still. There you go, Dominique. All right, so Pale Vermilion here. Yeah, I'm liking the way those are looking. All right, and a little bit on the bottom. I'm definitely pressing harder. I don't know that the blender is gonna do much when we use it. There's a little bit to burnish, but not much. Okay, so now we're going to blend, blend, blend. I really should just say burnish, burnish, burnish. Okay, get that nice cherry tomato color. Okay. Oh, I like that. Yeah, I'm pleased with how that turned out. Well, it does for me. It's just been ingrained in my head for so long. You don't use it like that. Okay, so now we've got these here. These are going to be a little bit yellow. So I want to get yellow ochre and we'll get the lemon yellow. Okay, yellow ochre, I think is here. There we go. Thanks, Angela. Thank you. All right, so we're gonna start with yellow ochre. Now, it was interesting. I did these in yellow, and that was a bit of an interesting challenge to use the black with the yellow. I actually ended up using more gray than black. All right, so now we're gonna use lemon yellow. And I want to use a little bit of green, but I want to grab, I think, grass green. How are my tomatoes? Still alive, actually. I found some, well, not found, I ended up getting some Miracle Grow specifically for gardens and vegetables and stuff like that. And the garden has just like exploded. The lettuce is huge. I've got this romaine lettuce that I've been growing, and I'm trying to decide when I should harvest it. Like, I really like the way it looks out there, but yeah, I don't know when to pick it. Like, it's pretty big. I could probably pick it now, but I kind of just like it being out there. We had a pretty big, let's see, that was the yellow ochre. What do I want to add to this? Let's add the black. We had a pretty big rainstorm here yesterday, and I didn't get it covered soon enough because I just wasn't thinking about it. And so some of the softer lettuce got a little bruised, but after the rain stopped, I uncovered it and let it really kind of dry out yesterday, and it kind of perked up. But I'll take a picture of it after stream today. Honestly, I'm impressed. I haven't killed it yet, so I'm gonna count that as a win. All right, yellow ochre over the green. Okay, and then the lemon yellow. Okay, and then we have these little fellas here. Wait, what? How does that work? I just thought that I should probably look into how to harvest this. I mean, I guess I just assumed I'd just pick the whole head of lettuce up out of the ground. Oh, really? I didn't think about that, Loretta. Oh, thanks, Karen. Yeah, I couldn't figure out like what kind of framing I wanted to do on it. All right, let's use the dark green. Depends on the lettuce. Yeah, this one is romaine lettuce. This one that I think is ready. The kids one isn't ready. And despite some sort of insect making a lunch of my spinach has recovered and is actually growing really well now. I'll have to take a picture of the garden and you guys can help me try and decide if it's time to harvest the romaine. It looks really good. Yeah, exactly. There's still time for me to ruin it. Are you kidding me? Okay, let's get apple green, which conveniently enough, we did not use on our apples. Oh yeah, I'm not sure because it doesn't look like, it definitely like spreads out more. It's not as compact as like the romaine lettuce is at the grocery store. Okay, so we're gonna use apple green. I'm just surprised that nothing's dead yet, honestly. I don't know if you guys ever watched Monty Python and the Holy Grail, but you know, when he comes around and you know, there's different parts to it, but the old guy's like, I'm not dead yet. That's what I feel like with my garden. It's out there going, I'm not dead yet. And then I look at it and go, give it time, give it time. Yeah, I need to get some. The funny thing is whatever was eating it, because we do get grasshoppers out here, whatever was eating it only ate the spinach. Oh, really, Mona? Okay. Oh, it's good, Angela. It's so funny. All right, let's use a little bit of black. Yeah, it only went after the spinach. And part of me was like, oh, dang, man, it went after the spinach. But then I was just like, you know what? I should just, if it only wants the spinach, I should just leave it here as a decoy so that it will leave all the other lettuces around. Because there's the romaine lettuce and then whatever the kids planted, it was some lettuce that they planted at school. So I don't actually know the name of the kind of lettuce they did. That was the black. Now we're going to use dark green. And so I was just like, well, nothing seems to be bothering any of the other plants. I was just like, so we'll just, the spinach can become our decoy leaves. That's only a model, right? I'm not dead yet. I want to go for a walk. What floats? A duck. There's so many like just ridiculous quotes from that. It's just a flesh wound. I'm not dead yet. All right, let's see. Dark green. It's just such a ridiculous, like, funny movie. Fun fact, Dune Castle, which is where, I'm using dark green, by the way. Dune Castle, which is where Outlander and Game of Thrones, some of their filming locations. The backside of the castle was where the outrageous Frenchmen from Monty Python and the Holy Grail were filmed. Your mother was a hamster and your father smelled of elderberry. Exactly, yeah. Decoy leaves. 'Tis but a scratch. Exactly. I love that you all have seen it. Yeah, it's funny. I would actually love to know what was eating it because it was very particular on what it wanted to eat. And it just went to town on the spinach and did not touch anything else, despite the fact that literally the other lettuce is touching it. So who knows? Who knows what the logic was? All right, so now we have Kelly Green. It's kind of hard when these are so little. But we'll add a little bit of black to add just a tiny bit of shadow. There we go. All right, now we're gonna use the black. Honestly, my brother and I, we used to quote Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Monty Python and the Holy Grail. It's a movie, help me out those that know. What was that? Was it done in the 60s or the 70s was when this movie was? I'm trying to think. I'm gonna guess the 70s. Yeah, bring out your ringing the bell. It's classic. The nights we say nee. Of course, anybody who hasn't seen this movie is just gonna think I'm a complete nutcase, which I kind of am. So you're not getting a horribly wrong impression. You know, I just embrace my insanity. It's cool. The shrubberies, exactly. Bring me a shrubbery. Okay, so let's do, what color do we want to do these little blossoms here? They could be apple blossoms. The 70s, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. What is your favorite color? What is the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow? Steve just yelled down the hallway, African or European? Let's do, let's wait on this. Let's wait and think. I was asking Joe, what did they say? Okay, let's pull out Prussian Green. Prussian Green, okay. And let's see. Prussian Green and Kelly Green and lime peel, I think. I think that could work. Okay. So we're gonna start, how are we doing on time? We are good. We might get this whole thing finished before we have to go. Which would be a very cool. I'm carrying a coconut. I love that so many of you also quote this movie because it's amazing. Life of Brian, I'm not the Messiah. What were the rabbits? I'm trying to remember. What did they call the rabbits? But they were like crazy and like exploding rabbits. I don't remember. I've seen Life of Brian, I think once, but definitely the Holy Grail is the one that I remember the most. Okay, so these two are gonna be the same. So Prussian Green. In Latin class? Oh, that's funny. It's so funny, Kenny. Like, it's just so random and just kind of ridiculous. Okay. I feel like I should watch that now, just for the ridiculousness of it. Okay. So we're just using that Prussian Green. Gonna get some down the middle here. So it's funny, yesterday afternoon, my task, little Steve has a project at school where he has to make a diorama of a biome of a coral snake. He got to choose the animal. Now he's a little young to use the hot glue gun, so it was a trip to Hobby Lobby yesterday to work on that. So I was doing a lot of paper crafting yesterday. Ooh, I accidentally created a new recipe. And I have named it Sugar Cookie Pancakes. Oh, absolutely, Nicola, absolutely. Would you all like to know what my sugar cookie pancakes consist of? And honestly, I say accident, but I probably should have known that that was gonna be the results. But I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do with the kids. Wanted to eat them, of course, because they literally tasted like sugar cookies. What happened was we usually go grocery shopping on Sundays. And for some reason, we used more groceries than usual this particular week. and I was gonna make myself some pancakes. And so I had my gluten-free flour. I had everything in there. The milk is the last thing that I add to it. And I opened the fridge and suddenly remembered, oh crap, we're out of milk. Now in hindsight, if I had had some powdered milk or some condensed milk, I probably could have even used water. And those of all might have been better choices than what I chose to do. No, you're good. Yes, we used air dry clay, Emily. Yep, he made his coral snake out of air dry clay. It's drying downstairs and he'll paint it later today. Okay, so lime peel. But I was trying to think, I'm like, okay, well, I don't want to waste all of these ingredients because like I had the last egg in there. We really needed to go grocery shopping, but I had the egg in there and I had everything else, like all of these perfectly good ingredients. And I'm like, well, crud, I don't want to waste it. So I was like, all right, what can I use instead? And the only thing that I had in the fridge was my almond vanilla coffee creamer. Now, I haven't been drinking coffee this week, and so I was just like, oh, okay, cool. I didn't think about the amount of sugar that's in it. And I always thought that particular creamer was fairly low in sugar. We're using Prussian Green now. But as it turns out, sure, it only has 5 grams of sugar per tablespoon. So do the math. If I'm filling up my cup with, of coffee with at least like 3 tablespoons, that's like 15 grams of sugar. Well, the recipe that I was making called for 3/4 cups of milk. And so I'm like, all right, well, I know there's like, I don't put like too much sugar in the pancakes themselves. Like I use a little bit of maple sugar when I put it in because that's what the recipe calls for. But it was already in there. And so I was just like, well, I'll just use the creamer. That could work. So yeah, I used it and the pancakes turned out okay. But they had a lot of sugar, way too much. Cause I thought pancakes, you put syrup on it anyway. So maybe I just won't put syrup on these. No way, man. They were literally like sugar cookie pancakes. No, you're good, Nicola. Like they tasted like sugar cookies, but they were pancakes. So you're welcome. If you want sugar cookie pancakes, all you need to do is use your coffee creamer instead of your milk. I mean, I don't know how many tablespoons. Yeah, see, I don't use that much in my coffee, so I never really thought about it. And because the bottle says it's only 5 grams, and so I'm thinking, oh, it won't be too bad. It was so sweet. It was so sweet. Hi, Renee. Anyway, lesson learned. I didn't toss the pancakes. I put them in the freezer because I was just like, I made all the effort to not waste the ingredients. So I'm going to put them in the freezer and maybe I'll use them for the base of some sort of fruit something. I don't know, but I couldn't bring myself to just toss them out. So they're in the freezer, lurking in all the wonderful sweetness that they are. So yeah, that was a bit of an oops. All right, so now we're going to use black. So yeah, sugar cookie pancakes. It's a thing. If I missed anyone coming in, I apologize. Welcome, everyone. We're using the black now where the leaves overlap. So yeah, it's coming out. I think what we'll do is after this, we'll move on to these petals and then we'll do the background and that should... Yeah, right? If you are in the mood for pancakes, but also cookies, this is the recipe for you. Instead of milk, use coffee creamer. I don't know what I was thinking. I think I was a little hangry and I wasn't thinking and yeah, lesson learned. Okay. But it's cool. I balanced it with burgers for lunch. So, wasn't a completely, way overly sweet day. All right, so we're just putting in that black. We're gonna do the same over here. I'm thinking we may have to utilize black more in our future pictures. I think it could translate well. Okay, let's use our Prussian Green over the top of the black now. So we are going for darker leaves. And then we'll use that Kelly green again. And then it'll kind of have a lime peel undertone. Oh, dang it. My chat froze again. I missed it. Ooh, there you go. Cook them like crepes. Treat and put vanilla ice cream on them. Most creamers are non-dairy. Well, it was more like the consistency because I could have used either that or water. Water probably would have been a better choice, but you know, I don't know. I wasn't thinking. But it's cool. It's cool. It was, you know, right? Gluten-free folks be hangry all the time. I'm telling you, like, there have been times this last week, like, I'm just, like, ready to throw in the towel. But I know that if I eat the gluten out, like, I'm just going to feel terrible. So I'm just like, no. But I'm actually, I've been surprised. Oh, no, wait, I wanted to add more Kelly Green. By how accommodating most places are. We went to a festival with the kids this weekend, and there was a little booth that was selling, like, we had a few extra tickets, and they were selling, you know, like, baked goods and everything. And they actually had gluten-free brownies there. I was like, oh, thoughtful. Right, Sheila? Isn't that how Reese's, like, came out? I don't know. Plus, we also had to go to an outdoor birthday party later that day, and they were serving hot dogs and burgers. And the host was, and it wasn't just me. Apparently, there were some other people there that were also gluten-free, but the host bought gluten-free buns. And I was just like, oh, I actually get to eat with everybody. That's fun. All right, so we're going to use that blender, and we're going to blend all the way through. Just burnish that paper, bring out the vibrancy of that leaf. And it really just kind of ties it all in. There we go. I love this. I love this blender. It's so handy. Okay. There we go. We'll probably do this leaf in kind of like a cooler tone to kind of balance, because we have like a nice cool tone, warm tone, cool tone. Exactly. Happy accidents in art. Exactly. Okay, so for these ones, we're going to have, you know what? We're going to do the background first because, let's see, we need not Mediterranean blue. We need periwinkle. Because that will help me decide what color to make those flowers. So let's zoom on out. See, it's perfect. All right, we need, I'm trying to remember, I should have written down what I did these with. Let's see, blue slate and periwinkle. Yes, those are them. And then we need the black and the cool gray and the white. So that is what we're doing for our background. So like I said, only this portion here is going to get the blue, kind of like I did with the others. So it's not all of it, but just a little bit of it. Okay. Which blender am I using again? It is the Caran d'Ache full blender. I think you can find the pencil blenders more these days, but the link for this is in the description below. Ooh, sounds good, Renee. It really is. You know, I was mildly, I don't know. I didn't say anything because I'm a pretty easygoing person, and I am not one to, you know, make a stink about things or whatever. But I was at the restaurant. This was like a few months ago. I was at this restaurant, and I was asking about the gluten-free option. Now, and I understand why she asked this. I understand why she asked this, because if somebody has a severe gluten allergy, like food can't be touching. But it just, the phrasing of it bothered me for some reason. But I was there and I asked, like, oh, so do you have, you know, can we do yada yada gluten-free? Thanks, Kenny. And she said, sure. But then she asked, is it an allergy or is it preference? Or she said, is it allergy or by choice or something like that? It was the way she said the second one. Now, when I think allergy, I think horrible reaction, you know, throat swells, or you get like a horrible rash. Like, that's what I think of when I think allergy. But then when she said like, or choice, it made it sound like I chose to do it, like I was being trendy. Like, I don't know. Something about it. Like, I was probably just being sensitive that day, but the way that she phrased it as if I had a choice or I was just doing it just to be cool, I was just like, I don't know. I mean, again, I get why she asked it because, you know, some people have, you know, strong allergies or whatever, but I was just like, I don't do this because I think it's fun. I do this so I'm not miserable. Random question, because some people here are food sensitive. Has anyone done the low FODMAP elimination day? Pretty sure I haven't ever heard about that. Okay, see, I thought it seemed a little bit because, you know, I had to say it's not an allergy. It's fine if things touch it. You know, it's just, you know, I mean, if it's a crumb, it's not going to kill me, you know? If it's cooked on the same, you know, if it's toasted in the same toaster as, you know, gluten bread, that's not the end of the world. Yeah, see, I like that. I need to say intolerance better. But, you know, it's just like, I don't know. I hate that people, you know, some people think that I'm just doing it because, you know, I'm trying to be cool. It's like, it's not. I'm sorry. Okay, good. I'm glad I wasn't. Oh, goodness, Nicola. Yeah, that would be bad. There is a fad, and that's the problem. It was just like you either are doing the fad or you're gonna keel over and die if you had it. I'm like, are those the only choices? Death or popularity? Like, like can it just be my tummy doesn't like it? Right? Seriously, exactly. Like, no, you're gonna have to sanitize absolutely everyone. And if you had toast today, please don't breathe anywhere near my food. Thank you. Can you imagine? Okay, now we're gonna do blue slate. But I can never tell if I'm just being overly sensitive or what. No, you know, it takes quite a bit for someone to, you know, an absolute stranger to really just kind of irk me. But I was like, that just sort of rubbed me the wrong way. Like, I'm not doing this for fun. Nothing about being gluten-free is fun. Right, exactly. Okay, I'm glad that I wasn't like overthinking it too much, because I also do that. You see those memes going around where it's like you spend, you know, hours afterwards thinking like, oh, well, how can I interpret this? Yeah, it really does. All right, so now I'm gonna go ahead and add my black. Like, I don't know anybody that does it for fun. And honestly, here's the thing. Considering how difficult it is to be gluten-free and all of the lifestyle changes that you have to make as far as, you know, what foods to get, you know, like whether or not you're eating out at fast food restaurants, like all of that, I think anybody that's just doing it for a fad probably isn't going to do it long term. Like, for me, like eating gluten makes me incredibly nauseous. I get horrible migraines, like that kind of thing. So for me, like, there's never been a stronger diet incentive than pain. And so I feel like unless they're really set to go gluten-free, like, I don't know. Okay, good. I'm glad. Oh, yeah, for sure. Right, Shannon? Oh, see, I used to love to go to IHOP. Honestly, when I was pregnant with little Emily, this was obviously pre-gluten-y stuff, but I loved to go there, get a stack of pancakes, get a side of ham, eggs, like bacon, like everything. Yes, ham and bacon. I liked large breakfasts. You get big words. Well, I mean, I'm generally like a low conflict kind of person. Like, I don't want to rock the boat. I'm a pretty happy person. Now, don't get me wrong. If I need to talk to customer service, I will. But, you know, I'm not going to be, you know, full cranky pants about it. Send pins and dolls to started describing my condition. He's like, well, I'm not allergic, so it's not true medical. Yes, that's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is, Emily, because then I'm just like, well, wait a minute. I don't need to explain myself to you kind of thing. And so then you're just like, nah. I mean, I suppose it shouldn't matter what she thinks of me, but it was just like, well, it's not, you know, I'm not going to keel over if I eat it, but it's going to make my tummy very unhappy. Problem is, I'm just too nice. Like, I don't know. I mean, I don't let people walk all over me, but I do avoid confrontation if I can. I don't know about you guys, but like, if I ever have any kind of like deal with confrontation, like my tummy just takes a turn. I'm like, I don't want to do this. I'm just gonna go, just, you know, wait. I do have to remind myself sometimes that, you know, when it comes to perfect strangers like that, like I don't owe them anything. I should have just told her it was an allergy and made them clean everything. And be like, no, I'm sorry, you can't toast my toaster, or you can't put my toast in that toaster. I don't know, but I'm just not that picky. I'm doing well, Michelle. How are you? All right, so we are going to go ahead and use our blender pencil here. Then we're going to use the white. So if you're wondering why I use the blender pencil before the white, part of that is because it changes the strength of the color underneath the white. So this by itself makes it a bit more vibrant. If I were to add white directly on top of what I just did, it would be lighter. The final result would be lighter than I want. So we're going to use the blender, and now we're going to use the white, and then we'll layer our color on top of that. See, thankfully I was able to work it so where I can have dairy in my diet. I think if I had had to permanently cut out cheese, I would have been very sad. I don't know. I think it's just like insensitive in general with people. It's right up there when people just like, oh, you have a headache, just drink more water. It's just like, oh, is that the answer to the headache? I just need to drink more water? Okay, because I never thought of that before. I'll get right on that. Oh, I'm magically cured by this one glass of water. Thank you. I mean, don't get me wrong. Water does help. But when you deal with someone who has like chronic migraines or headaches, water is not the answer. Like water was never the answer. But it's just things like that. Like I had gone to see a doctor once and she was going over like my dietary history. And I was telling her like, oh, well, I mostly just drink, you know, I have a single cup of coffee. I mostly just drink tea and water. I don't drink soda. And she looked at me, she's like, oh, so all the boring things. And I looked at her and I'm just like, excuse me. Like, I mean, again, I didn't say anything because confrontation, but in my head, I was just like, jerkoid. Let's see what happens when you have to have dietary restrictions. Anyway, I'm venting. Oh, absolutely, Nicola. Absolutely. This is immensely better. Immensely better. I find the Prismacolor blender way too scratchy. That could be it. Okay, I like that point of view, Chris. I like that one. All right, so now we're gonna use the black. Wait, why should you never drink water if you've eaten something you're not supposed to? I was told I was lactose intolerant when there was no milk substitute on the market except for rice milk. Oh no. Yeah, I think at that point I'd probably just like cut it out altogether. How do you feel about like almond milk or any of the nut milks? All right, so we're using black. Just getting in our darkest points here. Just do a little bit there too. Okay, and then we're gonna go ahead and use the periwinkle. Yeah, I like the Caran d'Ache blender immensely better. I don't like the scratch. I feel, honestly, when I use the Prismacolor blender, it feels like nails on a chalkboard to me. Like, I cannot handle it. I'm just like, can't do it. Okay, how much time do we have? We have like 20 minutes left. I want to make sure we squeeze in some time for the ribbon. And then I think we can do one little flower down there. I think we can get that in. Like I said, I wanted to get most of this in today. And then when it's finished, I can get it posted. All right, let's use the 70% gray here, cool gray. A little bit of gray on here. Okay, just a little bit there. There we go. All right, so that's pretty. Hi, Julie. Good morning. Oh, okay, Dominique. I didn't know that. All right, so let's do a little bit of the ribbon and then we'll do a blossom. So this ribbon is a little different than the other ones. We did on this one where the ribbon was overlapped, but this one actually doesn't have any ribbon overlapping anything on this one. So what I used for this one is Tuscan Red. Now, for those of you that weren't here last time, the white paint that we put over the ribbon is this. It's a Liquitex acrylic white gouache. So you're gonna want something that's matte, not glossy. Okay, and then we're going to use the Tuscan Red. And my darkest areas of the ribbon are here. So this is where we're gonna put most of the Tuscan Red. And then I trail the Tuscan Red out to the edge of the ribbon and then just go really lightly. It's okay if it looks rough because we're gonna use white and a blender on it. So if it goes down through here, we're just gonna fill that all in with red here. Same thing with here. We've got more red ribbon here. Are we still in frame? Yes. Okay, so more ribbon there. More ribbon there. Here. Got a little bit of ribbon there. Okay, then we've got some over here. And it looks kind of reddish there, but we're gonna be changing the color just a bit. Okay, we're gonna do more red here because we've got a fold in the ribbon. Okay, and then at the bottom, I'm gonna turn this just a little bit. Don't you love that? It's just like, oh yeah, it couldn't possibly be any other reason aside from this. It's like when you have anxiety and they blame all your issues on anxiety. And like, if you just relax, it's like, okay, thanks for that. You've been super helpful. Okay. So we're gonna blend this, not blend, but we're gonna bring this down and then do a light layer of that there. We're gonna be pressing pretty hard with our white here in just a bit. Okay, let's turn this back over. Okay, let's fill in a little bit of red there, there, there. Okay, so now we're gonna grab some of our black and we're gonna add that here. Okay, and we're actually gonna add a fair amount here because this is all gonna be pretty dark because of the where it's layered at. Exactly, Emily. Okay, here and then here as well. And we're gonna add some on the end. Okay, so now we're gonna go through with our blender. It's gonna look a little messy for now. Just trust the process. Remember, we're going on top of that paint, so the texture is gonna be a little bit different than it would be on your paper. Okay, so now we're gonna grab our white. Thanks, Dominique. All right, now we're gonna grab our white and we're gonna press harder. Like, don't be afraid to really wail on it. Because that's what I'm doing. I know I keep moving it, but I gotta go in a direction that's comfortable here. Okay. And I'm making it to where that white's almost coming through, but we're creating a little bit of a pink tone to it. Okay, and we're gonna be adding some gray here in a bit as well. So we're going to use our white in these little sections as well. Oh, I love that. Give that a quick sharpen. Okay, we're gonna do these ones here. I need a fine point because it's a small area, but I also have to be careful how hard I press because I don't want the tip to snap while I'm doing this. Okay. So we're just gonna blend, blend, blend. Gonna mush, mush, mush. Okay, and then we're gonna do this one. Okay, let's turn it back. And then we're gonna do this one here and this one. Using this white and really just kind of pressing hard really helps to even out any areas of the paint because this was for me personally, this was the first time I'd used the gouache on here. And so there are a couple little spots that are mildly uneven. Hello, Scam Likely. Don't you love those phone calls? But I love that my phone recognizes when they're scams. All right, so we're gonna blend, blend, blend. Okay, to where it almost looks white again. There we go. Okay, so let's go ahead and sweep that away. All right, and then we're gonna use the 70% cool gray. And we are gonna layer that over this that we've done. Okay, so let's do a little bit here as well. There we go. A little bit here. I think that's fine how it is. Do a little bit there. And then this one here. Make sure I'm staying in frame. There we go. And a little bit here. Okay, and then after we're done with this ribbon, we're gonna do the blossom. There we go. Okay, let's zoom out for a second so you can see the ribbon as a whole. There we go. So it's not a super bright, vibrant one, but it's got a little bit of the gray look, which still, oh, I kicked that again, which still ties into the darker colors. So I want to do, let's do like a darker kind of like almost purpley. We're gonna have some darker green ones here, so that'll be there. But I want to make sure. Oh, look at that! I missed a. Oh no, wait, that's a petal. Never mind. Never mind. Okay. Oh, Lisa, thank you. You get some hypes in chat for Lisa! Exclamation point hype. You can use those handy dandy hype emotes.
Funnest art class.
Thank you
ever.
so much,
Thanks,
Lisa.
Emily.
I appreciate that. Sweet lady. Okay, let's do darker again. Let's grab our black grape. Kind of harken back to our little blossoms up here. All right, black grape and a sip of water. That depends, Leslie. I got really sick and lost that much weight. And I suppose it depends on where you're starting from. If you're already like low in weight, losing that 5 pounds, I think would make a bigger difference. I think it just depends on the person, honestly. Let's see. And kind of where your starting point is at. Hang on, I want to fix this just a little bit. Okay, so we've got the black grape. Let's do Imperial Violet. It's this one here. So did anybody see what Claire posted earlier today, Color with Claire? She did a thing where she was talking about the Prismacolors, and then she posted just the pencil tips of certain Prismacolors to see who could, if you could, let's see, Blue Violet Lake, I think. Excuse me, like name the color without seeing the name. I got 2 out of 3. I was so close, but I did get 2 out of 3. All right, so Imperial Violet, and then let's get Imperial Violet, and let's do Blue Violet Lake. Why not? Thanks, Leslie. Okay, so we're gonna do black grape. Okay, so let's just do this one here. Do some little lines here. Do a little bit darker on that side. Here we go. Okay. Aw, thanks for being here, Marika. Yeah, if you didn't mean to and it happened, then yeah, I would talk to a doctor. But if it's like, I gotta fit into that dress, then, it's a little bit different. All right, let's see. Now we're gonna do Imperial Violet. Doing those lines. Okay, and then we're gonna do the Blue Violet Lake. Okay, I don't actually want to add too much to it. We're gonna go right in with our blender. Aw, thanks, Nicola. I think it'll look really cool once I can get a good picture of it and get it all posted. I'm excited to do that. It'll have to be later today though, because I got another thing to go to right after we're done here today, but probably post it later tonight. Let's actually do the black now. Okay. Following kind of the same place that we initially put the darker violet. There we go. Okay, and then let's grab the black grape. Right, Julie? Okay, we're just doing little streaks. Okay, and then the Blue Violet Lake. Just kind of filling in the rest of that there. There we are. Okay, I like that. Nice kind of darker one. Oh, I realized I didn't blend this one out all the way. Hang on. We're gonna grab the periwinkle. Just leaving that out or ignoring it for a little ignored background portion. Okay, blue slate. There we go. Let's use the gray. And whoop, runaway white. Use the white there. There we go. That's better. Okay, I almost used my hand. Hi, Allie. I love cloud blue though. It's nice. All right, let's do the inside here. Let's do a little bit of, let's see, what do we have out? Let's do black raspberry. Okay. Just a tiny little line on one side. Okay. Sweep that away. And then let's grab the yellow ochre. Sounds good, Loretta. Thanks so much for being here. Gives it kind of an orangey look to it. Let's get our black. Some little white spots here we're gonna fill in. Like I said, we're embracing the black this time around, so it's all good. Just a little bit of black on that part there. Okay, and then let's get our gold Sleechy metallic gel pen. Thanks, Loretta. What did Nicola say? All right, let's use the gold there. On the little fellas there. Here we go. All right, so the rest of the, let's see, I want to use a little bit more black grape actually. But the rest of the little blossoms will be this kind of purpley color. There we go. Yeah, I like that. Let's see, we got a few more minutes. Let's do this leaf up here. Excuse me. Let's see, let's grab, for this one, let's do, thinking Peacock Green. It's a very pretty color. Peacock Green, and then Grass Green, and, no. Peacock Green, Kelly Green, and Jade Green, I think. Peacock Green, Kelly Green, and Jade Green. I think that one's it. No, that one's Celadon. Jade Green is 1021. Oh, nice. Ooh, shooting hoop. See, that works. Okay. There we go. Okay, we're gonna do this leaf right here. So our first color is the Peacock Green. Okay. Wanted to do a nice kind of cool colored leaf. Not cool as in, you know, the coolest kid at school, but cool as in a bluish hued leaf. Okay. I mean, who knows? Maybe it is the coolest kid at school as far as colors are concerned. But for this case, bluish pale from the Pablos. Ooh, that is a good one. I like that one too. There's so many good colors. There we go. All right, now we're gonna do Kelly Green. Just kind of follow that up. Okay, and then the Jade Green. Nice cool colors all the way throughout. And then we're gonna grab our black, bring that in. There we go. Give that a quick sharpen. That's the thing, is I definitely have been sharpening my pencils more while I've been doing this. Okay. Using the black, especially where leaves are overlapping. And we'll bring in more of that Peacock Green. Okay, so Peacock Green. They've been doing a yoga thing down here at a local place, like outside. I've been debating about joining that, but it's the making myself get it together in the morning to get out there at the time that they do it. And I'm just like, that sounds unpleasant. Kelly Green, I talk myself out of it before I even start it. That's a healthy mindset. All right, Kelly Green. Okay, we're gonna go along the edge there. All right, let's go ahead and use our white. Okay. Here we go. And a little bit of the blender. Okay. Let's see, what do I want to do? Let's get our black raspberry. And I want to add a little bit of that to this. There we go. Okay, let's use our blender. Okay. Yeah, I'm glad I added that red. Okay, so let's zoom out. Well, actually, we can see this section here. So the rest of these leaves I'll do on my own. We have this little bud over here, but we'll do the rest of those flowers and those leaves, and then it will be done. So let's zoom on out here. I honestly am very pleased with the look. And this one will look a lot darker once we have everything else done as well. But as a whole, I'm really glad that we did this kind of challenge. It really helped kind of expand my mind and step outside my comfort zone. And yeah, I'm pretty pleased with it. Now, let's see. Friday, I have no idea what we're going to do Friday. Not a clue, but we'll do something. Who knows? Maybe it's Johanna Basford. But my new thing is I'm going to do my best to keep pages to no more than 2 streams. So we'll figure out how that's going to work into whatever pages we choose to do in the future. But I think that's what I want to do. Thank you, everybody. All right. Well, I'm going to head out because I got an appointment that I need to go to. But But yeah, thank you everyone for being here. Lisa, thank you again for your super chat. Thanks for everyone hanging out. Thank you to my mods for hanging out as well. And yeah, I'll see you all Friday. All right, TGIF, almost. All right, everyone. I'll get a picture of this posted as soon as I'm finished with it. But aside from that, have a great rest of your week. Keep being awesome, and I'll see you next time. All right, bye.